Hello, this is Lorena, and I'm coming back with another Duel Links video. Today, I hope that I can get lucky, I guess. Okay, okay. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. Well, there's actually another duelist that I need to deal that amount of damage to. Okay. I have to deal the same amount of damage to Blair, but I think I've got to be Alexis for that. So I may have to use this deck. I may have to use the same deck for her, which is I don't think I should. I think I should wait. Yeah. Well, I have obtained Dr. Crowler. So I've completed his mission. Okay. Yeah, I have to inflict 2,000 or more points of effect damage against her. But my strategy should be different. I think I should do something that is a very bad idea. Okay, so I'm going to try the gambling strategy with her. And you guys know what I mean by the gambling strat. Okay. So, the gambling strat is in her deck. Okay. That's good. So, since it's in the deck with her already, I'm going to duel Blair at level 30 and see how I do. I'm not dueling you. Or you. I can start working on my green keys. So I'm looking forward to that. And after I'm done unlocking Blair, I can start trying to get back some red keys. I'm looking forward to that as well. Though, again, this is a gambling strategy. This means that I could lose easily. You guys have seen it before, I think. Well, actually, it depends on how many people bother to watch. Okay. There are some cards that I should take out. Just saying. But I love Chainsaw Insect. I don't necessarily think that I have to worry about... Well, I'm not hurting for the other 2 copies I want. Like, I do want 3 of these, but I'm not suffering. Okay. And now, because my strategy is different, I want to, I'm going to be trying much harder to use that strat. So, good luck to me, I guess. I could lose, I could always lose. Okay. Good luck to me, I guess. Okay, well, using that strategy, I still have to have a certain amount of, I still need to do some things that are very important. I need to have some cards that, yeah. Okay, so, I wait. This gamble is going to be unpleasant. Okay. So I normal summon I normal summon this rock monster. And I attack my opponent's face down card with it. Okay. And I end my turn here. And now I'm just stalling, hoping to get that card. But if I do get it, there is a significant problem. Whether or not I will win. Oh God. What? No, you are not attacking my card. I am changing you to defense position. Okay. Okay, well, and take damage equal to half this card's attack in the graveyard. Equal to half. Okay, well, that could be much worse. But there is a reason I've considered taking the card out of the deck, and that's because it's only half damage. And it's still there. Not good for me, I must say. Not good for me. Oh God. I change it back to defense position. But I only get 2 of these in my hand, so that's not good. Okay. Alright, well, I end my turn. Yeah, I end my turn. Okay. God, I still need it badly. Okay, well, I need to do some things. Okay. I end my turn and I continue to sit here and wait. This is just so bad. I'm banking on a strategy that is pure suffering. And I'm hoping I get the card before I deck out. I mean, before my opponent decks out. So, good luck to me, I guess. Good luck to me. Dude, what is this card doing in the deck? Okay. I have no idea. Oh. I guess I've got some Exilium monsters in my deck. Okay, well, I end my turn. I end it. Okay. Well, I've got the blue eyes white dragon over here. So I'm going to normal summon. I'm going to, yeah. So, that's the normal summon I've done. And now I wait. Okay, my opponent is getting pretty close to decking out. My turn. Okay. I'm going to get rid of Chainsaw Insect for this. Okay, so who wins? Oh god. Which one? Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, well this is interesting. I actually like this. But my opponent doesn't have anything strong. So there isn't a whole lot I can do about that. But I mean, I won. I won this time. Okay, so I end my turn. My opponent needs a card that can be strong enough to do the effect damage it needs to do. Okay. Well, let's just say that it's not as effective on her. Okay, well, there is something I can do because of that. There is something I can do. Okay, I end my turn. My opponent is about to deck out. That's it, isn't it? That's all. Okay. Very well. I battle my opponent. Okay. Well, I end my turn. And my opponent draws a card. Okay. It is my turn, and I do the tribute song. Oh. Okay, I can't do anything. Okay, well, this is the last time. Okay. Oh, God. Well, my opponent's cards aren't very threatening right now. Yeah. Actually, there is one way around this. I can allow her to take one of my monsters. But at that point, well, okay. Okay, well, so she would need one of my monsters on her side of the field. Now, this is, not good. But I do think that I have to use her deck against her. I just have to make sure that I can keep her in check. Unfortunately, winning that gamble is not a guarantee. So, it's definitely dangerous to do that. But, why would it be fun if there was certainty? I mean, the strategy can work. I just had to make sure that, I use the strategy well. And if I lose the gamble, well, I lose it. And that's all it means. Okay. So, it's my turn. Okay. Well, I do this. So, yeah, I'm going to need to, give her one of my monsters. And I'm going to have to hope that I've got some monster on my side of the field that that can withstand anything. Okay. Okay, I end my turn here. I really, really wish that I had better cards, because there are some good cards out there. Anyway, so this is the end of my turn. Obviously, I don't want to just give my opponent whatever. So, yeah. There is some conflict there. But if I win the gamble and she has one of my cards on her side of the field, and that can work in my favor. Oh, God. That's... Well, okay. Oh, that card would go over to her side of the field if she had other monsters. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for it to show up. I'm going to set things up and wait. That's all I can do, is wait. So, I would have to win the gamble first, by the way. If I lost the gamble, then, well, obviously, I lost the gamble. So, wait, I can't... Dude, what? But I've got both of them right here, right? Hold on. I don't think that's true. Let me look. And Blade Skater. Okay, that's, I need Blade Skater. Okay. Well, I end my turn there. Now, on the turn before I lose the card I've got, I have to make sure that I have to make sure that I'm properly prepared. And by this, I mean that I've won the gamble. Obviously, this isn't exactly good for me, for a number of reasons. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and attack you. Okay. Now again, one of my monsters has to be on her side of the field. So, because one of my monsters has to be on her side of the field, or otherwise just... Okay. Okay, Axe of Despair. Oh, that works too. Now, since I don't have the ability to use polymerization, I should, I can't use polymerization, so okay. Well, obviously I will discard polymerization. I'll take it out of the deck along with the other monsters that aren't relevant. Okay. Okay. Dude, I'm not ready yet. Oh, God. That's not... That's not what I want. Okay, give me a second. She'll lose if I attack. I withhold. Okay. And she'll deck out soon enough. I've got Amazoness Tiger there. So if I do draw the card, then I can still put the card on Amazoness Tiger, even though normally that's not what I'd want to do. Now, unfortunately, I do not have the card set up. So, I guess I had to get lucky or something. Okay. I end my turn. Oh, this is so bad. Now, again, I would have to win the gamble before yeah. But even if I lose it, my opponent's going to deck out soon. That's not what I wanted. Come on, please draw it. Although I can still lose it. Okay. I draw. I have 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I will normal summon. I will normal summon this and this card. Okay. Now my opponent draws her last card. Okay. I draw my last card. And basically, that's it. That's the duel. I win by default. Okay, I end my turn. And that definitely is not what I wanted to happen. Now, there are a number of obvious ways to get around this. And I'm going to edit Alexis's deck. But, oh Lord. Okay, Blessing of the Cyber Angel. Okay. Well, I'm going to take out her cards, though I don't know. Anyway, this has to be about me achieving the card. I mean, this has to be about me achieving something. Okay. Alright, before I worry about her deck being good, I have to take out some cards. Because, there has to be a limited amount of, I've got to do what's best for my deck right now. Okay. Well, here's what I've got left. I'm not sure how to do this. And now this definitely increases what I can do as far as getting the card on the field, but let me see. Okay. I'm going to put this card in my deck. I'm going to put this card in my deck. I'm going to mill, well, whatever. Okay. So, my deck is saved. Hopefully I've got a higher chance of things working out. Now, this is before I actually work on Alexis's deck. So, one final chance. I have to be careful, but at the same time, I mean, I could win and lose similarly. Yeah. Okay, I'm going first. Okay. So I pull the card right here. I left polymerization in the deck apparently. Okay, well, I can't summon anything. Okay. This is so bad. Okay. I pulled a card I can draw. I mean, I pulled a card I can summon. Okay, I end my turn there. This is so bad. Okay. And now, again, my opponent needs to be able to use her deck, and I have to be able to use that to my advantage. But I have to win the gamble first. Okay. I said, oh god. Okay, fine. Oh, no, oh god. I don't have anything I can summon right now. Oh god. That is, I didn't even get to gamble. Ugh, fine. That was disgusting. I have something against you now, Blair. This is personal. You are not getting away from me. I will come after you in your sleep. Okay, that sounds so mean. Okay, well, I'm going back to Jaden so I can do some stuff and hopefully get more red keys. Okay, that was terrifyingly awful, but we have to remember the gamble in place here. I will likely lose here and there just because of that, just because of defeat. Okay. 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 Alright. Okay. Blade 2. Okay. So, this is the current sheet. So, I'm glad that I've got the next one. And now, I'm going to duel here. I assume the color matches whatever colored key that character uses. And now I assume this person is not using an Ojama deck. And if they are, well, that means I get to suffer. Okay. I'm already staring at this. I'm using the wrong deck. This is bad for me. I told myself not to stay with this deck, and I stayed with it. Okay, fine. Well, great. This is the worst. This is the absolute worst. Ugh. I mean, it would be stupid if I won, but whatever. Okay, I end my turn. I don't expect to win here, but that's okay because what I did was stupid. I forgot to make sure I was using the right deck. Okay. Okay, I added, okay, Percentatrix. I'm gonna add Percentatrix to my hand. Yeah. Okay. And now I activate this effect. Okay, well. This is what I've got. This is what I've got. I have to take advantage of what I've got. Okay, well, I want to see something. Okay, that actually looks terrifying. I have no idea what kind of deck he's using, but I would be terrified if that's an Ojama deck. It doesn't look like it is one though, so well, this is still a bad deck. Well, anyway, I want to remind everyone that this is the wrong deck. If I use the wrong deck, then it's not going to be good to go up against actual people with a deck that isn't created to actually win against those specific people. That's just how it goes. So, since my opponent here isn't what this deck was made to do, it stands to reason that I will lose. And then I was going to lose regardless of what this opponent uses as his... Yeah, well, whatever. Okay. I'm not exactly bitter about losing. I'm more bitter that I didn't change my deck. because that was awful. That was a very disturbing display of miscalculations. I should have done better than this. I didn't. This is what I get for that. This is the pain I must suffer because of my faults. Although, to be honest, I wouldn't mind if I did win, but I don't know if I want to. I'm kind of bitter, but by the way, huh? Oh well, big deal. My opponent got down to 100, big deal. Okay, well, I didn't take out any of his stronger cards because I just didn't give a shit. This is the wrong deck to go into a ranked fight with. Okay. Well, it's actually almost worse because I have a Chaz game mat. Okay, I lost. That's fine. Not like I was using the real deck I should have been using. Oh, that's right. I did not use the right deck. Shouldn't I make amends for that? Give me a second while I switch back to my usual deck. This still drives me crazy. I should probably edit the main deck though, because I do have some cards that might be useful in here. So let me see if I can find some of those. Okay. Okay, you control, return it to the deck and destroy all cards on the field. Yeah. That is a card. Quite a card, am I right? And destroy all cards on the field. Okay. And now, is there any other card I would like to add? Is there any other card I want to add to the deck? You know, honestly, I want to take this card out of the deck. And now, is he needed for anything? Okay. Okay. And no, he isn't. Okay, well that's good. So no worrying there. Okay. Is there anything I'd like to put in the deck? Okay. Okay. Well, I'll put the field spell back in my deck. Okay, I save this deck. It should be my default again. It should be that, yeah, it's the deck I'm using. Okay. And now that was horrifying because it was, that duel was so bad. Okay. So let me check how long the video is right now. Okay, I think I can do 2 more. I think I can do 3 more of these events before I have to end the video and begin a new one. Okay. And by the way, I'm going to have to start scheduling videos because even though I only have 2 subscribers, I'll make videos like mad. So, I have to start scheduling videos in the future. You know, just to make sure I'm in the habit of doing that when I have more subscribers. Okay. Oh, and by the way, my subscriber count can easily go down at any point. It just depends. Okay. So, I hate PvP. Wow. Okay, dude. Igami. Oh, God. I don't even know how I unlock. Actually, I'm going second. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, this says a few things about my opponent's deck. I'm not sure if I like what they suggest, but sure. You know, I should take out a certain card. You know, this one. Necrochet does not seem that useful to me. So I'm not sure if I should have him in the deck. He might be more of a liability. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, I'm not familiar with the strategies that Agami used in the movie. I did watch the movie, of course, but that was years ago. Okay. So, what does it do? Oh, what? What does my opponent get for doing all of that? Like, where's the benefit for my opponent? Like, what does he actually gain from this? And now, I have no idea. So, I really just can't say. Now, obviously, I probably should have used something else, but I chose not to. Okay. Okay, well, that sounds like a benefit to me. Okay. I see. So, that sounds interesting. Okay. This is a very weird deck, but I must say that I have to end my turn here. Not forget, well, yeah. So I'm taking that level 5 elemental hero out of my deck. I'm thinking of doing the same with another card. Just because. Is this a stall deck? Is that what I'm up against? Well, I guess the answer to that is no. Okay. Okay. Well, this is my opponent using his deck to the full potential he can. Which he's definitely entitled to doing. I mean, obviously this is a duel, so it better feel like one. Okay. High draw. Okay, well I put this card face down. Okay. I activate this effect. And by the way... Actually, do I need that level 5 to summon this? I should take a quick look in a second. Okay, because I have to look at something. Okay, special summon. No, it just says that I need, it just says I need to have 3 elemental hero cards. Not very specific, I must say. So, I think I can safely take Neil Shade out. Not like I've paid any, oh wow. And that's exactly 800 damage. Okay, I win. So, as I was saying, I'm taking Neil Shade out. I'm doing the same with a different card. And now, I think what I should do here is, oh, nice. Okay, well, anyway, I've got to change Staten's deck a bit. Yes, again. Again, yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to take this card out of the deck. And I'm also taking this card out of the deck. And now I can do a number of things now that I've done that. I'm going to take a look and see it. Okay. Alright. Well, none of these cards require it. So, yeah. Well, I could, I can try putting something stupid like Obelisk the Tormentor. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna put Obelisk in here. Just to mess with my opponent a little. Just a little. And I'm going to put another polymerization in the deck. I don't necessarily need to, but I felt like it would be fun to have it. Okay, so my game is on and I've got Obelisk in my deck. My opponent is not going to expect that. And that's the best part about doing this. It's my opponent is not going to think I've got anything. Okay, well, that's nice and all that. But how about I actually do... Oh, hold on. Okay, well, yeah. I think I can duel 2 more times before I end the video. I probably should have put Slifer in the deck instead. You know, since Staten is called the Slifer Slacker. In the dub, at least. Current winning streak 5. I have faith that your winning streak was justifiably earned. So I don't know. Okay, your move. What do you got for me? Is it Cyber Dragon? Well, it's definitely something, isn't it? Okay. he summons a monster in defense position. And he uses polymerization. I'm actually going to see, okay. I actually want to know if any of these Zanes have Cyber and Dragon in their deck. Probably, well, I'd probably have to live long enough if I want to know. Okay, well, I didn't. Okay, wow. I was right. That winning streak was justifiably earned. Okay, well, hold on a second. Is there anything I was going to do before that? Anything I was going to do? Anything. Because I feel like there was something I was... Oh, okay, well... I'm going to put, I'm going to put Slifer and Jaden's deck instead of Obelisk. Because I think it would be funny. And now, obviously, that's going to be, that's not going to be too funny if I don't have a lot of cards in my hand. Plus, you're capped, so there is that limitation there. But I feel like it would be hilarious to just have Jaden's card in there. Like, in a way, Slifer and Jaden are connected. He's in the Slifer Red dorm, so he should have Slifer if any Egyptian god. Okay. One more duel. Let's go. Let's do it. You may have the victory if you can defeat me. And if you want to, oh god. Okay. Okay, so I'm going second. I have to win to level up, and my opponent saw that. Obviously, no one's entitled to even give a shit. I would definitely explain that my opponent should not give a shit. Okay. You special summon a monster, okay. Well, I want to know something about that. Oh, God. I have always hated playing against this archetype. Okay. Well, that's terrifying. Dude, you set up your field like that. And, oh, but you get a turn at your... You... Hold on. And then target... If this... What? What the hell? So... What? Yes. Well, I'm not sure if it even works. Okay, well, it did something. Oh, that's for sure. Okay, well, I end my turn. That's it. Okay, well, returning it is all fine and good, but now it's in the extra deck, if I recall. Okay, well... Oh, God. Can you stop doing this? Apparently, my opponent just keeps doing it over and over. Oh, God. So this is the hell that I must endure. I don't like this at all. Can you stop? Can you just stop? And he can actually attack now, so there's that. Oh god. Again, he's back again. Fine. Mistle was stupid. Okay, whatever. Okay, my turn is over. I mean, what? Okay, well, I'm going to restart some things. I duel. Matching successful. I was going to end the video here in a second. I will. Okay, interesting. Oh god. I remember thinking this guy is annoying. And I'm not sure if he's annoying in the Japanese dub, but I'm not sure if he's annoying in the original, but I don't know. To me, he was always annoying, and I feel completely justified in saying that. But I'm sure he gets great character development. I'm sure he's not a bad character at all. I don't like him myself. But if someone else does, that's fine. Like, I did not mean to say that you aren't allowed to like a character. You are, by all means. I'm just saying that in my opinion, I just think he's annoying. Now, I do, of course, mean what I say. I mean, if you like a character, keep liking it. I mean, if you like a character, just keep liking that character. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. My opponent sets a card face down. He sets another one face down. Okay. Alright. Alright. I activate this. This is going to be fun. Okay. This is great. This is so great. Okay. So, I attack your face down card. Okay. I attack you now. Oh, what? Oh, right. Okay, is my opponent still doing something? Okay, well, you were confusing me there for a second. Okay, well, I attack that monster now. Okay, well, yeah. Give me a second. You activate your monster's effect. Okay. Well, what is your monster's effect? Special summon a monster. Oh god. Okay. I end my turn now. Okay. Great. I am frustrated beyond belief. Okay, so you return a card back to my extra deck. Okay. Is he going to do the same thing again? Okay, he ends his turn. That was the dumbest thing I have ever seen. Yeah, that's right. It was the dumbest thing I have ever seen. Okay, so I attack that card right there. And then I attack this card. Okay, I end my turn right here. This was just so frustrating. Well, of course, in a real duel, of course you don't want to just end it too quickly. I mean, you want it to be back and forth, not one-sided. Although if you want, though, obviously in a duel, you should want control and you should want to keep it, obviously. But you also want things to be somewhat of a challenge as well. Oh, God. You special summon a monster. Okay. What else? Okay, what else? Okay, it's my turn. I'll show you my hero's power. That's right. Okay. Give me a second. I had this card to my hand. And I set this card, and I add this, I normal summon Stratos. Okay. Add one hero from my deck to my hand. Okay. I attack that card right there. Okay. Well, great. Okay, I attack that card. Okay, I end my turn. And my opponent keeps being annoying, I bet. Okay. So it's your move. What do you do? Great. He activates his spell card. Okay, I'm not going to like this, am I? No, I did not like that at all. Okay. I activate a card. I summon this card from the graveyard and put it back on the field. I'm assuming that's what it means. It doesn't have the deck icon. Okay, my turn. Okay. And I attack. Okay. I attack again. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm glad I won that, but I'm going to give him a nice. I feel like I insulted his character enough. Okay. So, because I have lost too many times, I now have to work my way back up if I want to I know how to work my way back up things. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, if I want to get to the next level, I have to work my way back there. Okay. So, who is my opponent now? Someone you're not. Oh, wow. I did not expect this. Dr. Crowler can kick my ass at times, so. Okay, you know what? Oh, it may be in session, but I'll show you a thing or two. You won't want to say shit like that to me again after I'm finished. Although, really, I just want to kick your ass. I want to kick your ass proper. You know, I'm finally done with those missions so I can destroy you all I want. Okay, let's go. You may think you've got some things that can kill me, but you know, we'll see if you've got what it takes to defeat me. We'll see what you've got. Yeah, that's right, we'll see. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot to destroy it. So you used a spell, even though I don't have any spells on the field. Okay, I see. Alright, I see what you've got going over there. And now let's see if I should... Okay, well, I guess I lost. Well, alright. Give me a second. I'll destroy you. I'll destroy you in the next duel, Crowler. Oh, that was actually a good deck. Okay, so I duel again. Matching successful. Wasn't I supposed to be ending this video soon? Yes, I was. Okay. Tristan. Well, interesting. I see. Interesting. Well, I want to level up here. So, okay. That card helps level up. That card gives all warriors some attack. So, not just your warriors. Actually, I get my ass kicked by this deck too. Great. Ugh. I hate this archetype. I know he can't attack, but that doesn't change a whole lot. Alright, great. Okay, great. Great is what I'm saying, but I actually mean... I end my turn there. I was apparently so frustrated there that I couldn't say anything. Anyway, I'm hungry, so when I'm finished with this duel, I should end the video, satisfy my hunger, and yeah. Okay, sure. I add this card. Are you serious? That card is a total nuisance. You really want to destroy me? You want to take me out? Oh, God. What? That card is... I mean, I want to destroy him, but I don't have the support for that. I hate everything right now about this duel. If only I could destroy my opponent as much as I can roast these characters. Like, I am very competitive, but that doesn't say a whole lot. You can be competitive and still suck. There is nothing I can do against these guys. It's driving me up a wall. But, you know, just to be honest, it doesn't matter what happens. I'm just, okay, sure, wait for a response. You're not going to do anything, are you? You've already won. So why would you have to? Well, I guess the effect is mandatory. Okay, get out of my sight, would you? Get out of my sight. I don't want to see you again. I hate this archetype. I mean it. I mean it. Ugh. Hurry up. You're going way too slowly. But yeah, I'm competitive, but that really doesn't say much. Great. Now I have to satisfy my hunger when I'm on a roll here. Ugh. Well, guys, I have to get something to eat and in the video because, yeah, I've got to start ending these videos, like, at a reasonable... I have to start ending these videos appropriately. So, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to be back after I'm done eating, so, yeah. And this is Lorena, signing out. For now, I'll definitely be back.